Hello everybody and welcome back to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 13, Week 1. No, it's not Season 13, it's Season 14. We're going backwards in time. It's the ticket. The ticket fooled me again. I'm here today with, we were looking at Grim Adventures versus GRaffe round 2. Last time we saw some organizational problems on GRaffe's behalf, which did not turn out very well for him. Let's see what happens this time. And once again, we're here with your girlfriend's favorite Dota 2 player, Ocelot.
Favorite choice for 2 years and counting.
And, of course, Rye.
10 seconds remaining.
He's a little shy today.
Classic Rye. Anyway, let's go see what's going to happen here. I can tell you this much. I think there's one warning sign that should be hovering over G-Raffe's head. Personally here, you definitely need a...
And first
they're taking a
Marcy again.
Yep.
Okay.
No surprise. Again, we're still looking at no victories for first pick Marcy. Maybe G-Raffe will finally break that streak.
Daring today, aren't we?
But there's one thing I think that's hovering over G-Raffe's head right now. I think he does need to lean a little bit more into his pool here. He's still... It still seems like he's kind of rough with his support stylization. Getting Pudge.
That's a pick. I like that. I will say that Marcy's definitely a beast, but Pudge is a bit scarier still, in my opinion.
A beaster? He's obese.
yeah, you can say that.
10 seconds remaining.
And on the topic of Pudge right now, his Ags is pretty strong. You could say it's monstrous.
Yeah, you could say the Pudge Ags is a little good in the way that you can say that an atom bomb does a fair amount of damage. Yeah.
Oh man, what is going on with this game this season?
It's a clown's world. We're all living in it.
Dang, I forgot my makeup.
The Witch Doctor.
Hey, speaking of funny makeup, Witch Doctor.
Now, like I said in one of the earlier games this week, Witch Doctor, I think, is a safer early pick now that his W has been changed. I think people are still sleeping on that quite a bit as a very, very strong lane skill in a lot of lanes, especially with the Fat Man. You want to know something that melts you instantly? Pudge hooks you, Maledict on your head, then Witch Doctor turns on the funny beam and you fucking die.
Yeah, nothing like getting hit with a funny coconut and maledicted, and then someone just runs up, punches off 3/4 health, go, ha-ha, I'll TP out, and that's sort of the scary potential of Witch Doctor, is that people think you just have to wait till you get old. I don't even wait till old. I just put my points in Maledict, and I am aggressive as hell. You have to make sure that your opponent knows that if they so much as step a toe out of line without your permission, they die an ignoble death.
The Rot plus
Speaking
healing
of funny
combo
purple people,
Enigma,
another hero I'm really a big fan. There are 3 heroes currently picked that I'm huge fans of. This is a nice looking start off.
That's a very brave pick against Pudge and Witch Doctor, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, I mean, the hook existing, and not to mention, the coconut is like the biggest threat out of the group. It would be so rude if they just picked a whole team full of dudes who have like roving, bouncing AoE silences and stuns just to mess with Enigma. It'd be rude as hell. It's viable, but...
You know what'd be really funny is if Enigma... If they pick a Pangolier and then Enigma does a black hole, it's got Pudge rotting, Witch Doctor healing, and the Pangolier and ult, and it just melts instantly.
Yeah, the Ursa and Silencer bans on both teams respectively are... I feel like both teams don't want to see them right now.
Yeah, I do absolutely no argument with that Silencer ban. This will be a horrible team to let Silencer go against.
I feel like in that moment they both sort of like reached through the screen and just like shook each other's hands like, no Silencer, no Silencer. Silencer's just one of those heroes. You just don't want to see him in like any game if you're up against him.
Right.
You never really want him, but you never want to play against him.
Right. There's a few heroes that don't really care about Silencer too much.
Yeah, a handful of PA's kind of one of them, in a way.
I always particularly like, I know it's talking about my favorite guy again, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing it. My favorite thing...
Your enthusiasm for picking Abaddon's respectable these days, because you don't really see a whole lot of them where I've, you know... been considered.
My favorite thing in the world is Silencer hits C on you, Silencer hits Q on you, you
10
say
seconds
no
remaining.
and hit W and just kick his ass anyway.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban.
It's a bit refreshing to see. Speaking of refreshing, no refresher Warlock this game.
Nope. Matty must be over the moon over there.
I mean, I gotta say, Warlock last game was a workhorse. Ooh, another.
It's
void
definitely a very strong Matty Boy performance. You know, if he
I
plays
am
like
a
that
little
every
sad
game,
to
he's
see
gonna
it
show his
banned.
reputation.
I feel like they could have gotten it with Enigma, to be honest, because Fatal Bond's Black Hole, just those two spells wins fights.
Yeah, I mean the reason is they don't want to have the fatal bonds Witch Doctor roll and Pudge Rod.
Actually,
5
something
seconds
really scary
remaining.
just came to mind here. They've kind of got a bit of an excuse to take it right now, and with Enigma, the enemy team, Matty Boys could easily slip in a Rubik right now.
Grim Adventures Rubik for rating. You know what? You know what? If we're going to be looking at
Yes.
a Pudge core, and so far I have no reason to think we aren't, like no reason to say we shouldn't. Yeah, that would actually be really deadly.
Like, Rubik is
Dire
already
team.
pretty threatening, and... Okay, that's good too. I like Wyvern. Wyvern usually messes up Witch Doctor, but it's great setup if you're actually coordinated well enough.
Yep, they're definitely going to need to talk it out. If
Ooh,
they're
wait a
not
minute,
on mic,
Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, with Wyvern, Witch Doctor, and Pudge
10
being on that
seconds
team,
remaining.
both teams could easily slot Rubik now.
one good piece of news here, if this is a 5, Wyvern is pretty traditional for LD2L.
You know,
Is that PVC Pipe is a famous stickman. He does tend to communicate quite heavily in his games. So
Yes.
PVC on Wyvern is probably not going to screw over his own guys too much. Hopefully, anyway.
You know, it's in my opinion that I've heard it thrown around by a couple other friends of mine who played Dota back in the day. They called Rubik Enigma's best friend, and I didn't really know why until I've watched plays where, or even seen it myself where I'm playing Enigma, and I miss one person, a single person, with my black hole. And who drops them right in, slam, dunk? Rubik.
Marcy!
Every time.
That's absolutely.
Actually, that's going to be even meaner, because not only do you have Marcy to just throw people in a black hole, you also have Rubik to just dump people in. Oh my god, that's just...
Z-Man. Okay, that's
Hmm.
actually not what I was expecting, but it's really scary for one reason. Witch Doctor and Pudge both have channeled ults, and Zeus getting Ags is just, aha, I pressed a button, and it just turns it off.
Yep. It's also
Zeus
a
will
lot
never
of
let you
damage.
get a channeled ability off again. You know what, just to be funny, actually, I think that Bane would have been a better pick over Zeus this game. We gotta get more funny purple men in here with channeled
Yeah, that's
ults.
true. Purple Men channeled ults that we're going for. But as far as Enigma Zeus, if he gets that shard relatively early, those black holes are going to become worlds of pain, and
Bristleback. Ooh.
somebody's been reading my playbook.
Enigma Bristleback. That's one of our play options. What the?
That's what we were
I'm
going to do in the BBC game.
Suing. I am suing.
So we were going to do in the BBC game until they forecasted they were going to pick him. We were like, oh god damn it, well if we can't have it, nobody can.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know whether to be flattered or insulted.
Insulted. Kill them.
Okay, well, we got 4th pick over here on Matty Boys. What's the over-under you think on something like OD, maybe?
OD, I think they're with the bristleback on the board, they
OD
definitely
would be
need to
a
take your
great-
guys now.
True.
OD, of course, very brittle. We saw US Danny be very brittle as OD in a game earlier this week. Balling out, but, you know, what does it matter eventually when you die in one hit, right? So,
Actually, what about Willow?
what about Dark
Willow
Willow?
could be a really good answer to Bristleback and just makes him go away if he's trying to initiate and makes it hard for him to move through the brambles. And I'm just going to be real with you here. Enigma existing in the same game as a Willow who has her ult up, if you don't have BKB, you are not getting that thing off.
They're going with a core Pudge, and I think at this point in the draft, they probably should. I think he's better core than support here. It's going to be a lot harder for him to get his stuff off if he's not just going to be a Warp Cloud. Gonna get hoodwinked.
Okay,
G-
fine.
G-Raffe is like, I'm gonna pick a bunch of heroes that Anani likes, and Matty Boy is like, well, let me respond to that with the most hated hero. GRaffe is smart in this game. He knows who the commentators are going to be cheering for this time.
5 seconds.
Okay, I cannot hide it ever. I have a distaste for Hoodwink and her playstyle. That shard of hers that lets her send in that obnoxious clone that explodes
It's
in the
Ags
AoE
now.
stun.
It's the Ags
It's
scepter.
okay. Oh, that's a relief. It's still annoying. I hate it. I hate it so encountering it so frequently. Nothing is worse than getting a good black hole off, but then a Hoodwink hiding in the trees goes, haha, I hit funny button, and it instantly ends my ult. Oh god, psychological damage, dude.
It's a lot of damage.
Radiant team
No
ban.
PA.
Wow, I wouldn't
Dire
honestly see
team
PA
ban.
being an option on this team.
I can kind of see it. You want to get somebody who's going to be able to be loose with their positioning, avoid the black hole, and most notably be a fan of knives against the bristleback.
That's actually a good point. I didn't think of it that way. You know,
No,
actually,
sir.
speaking of thinking of it that way,
10 seconds.
this is gonna sound weird, but their team right now has lots of, has two things in spades. It's got really hard lockdown between Pudge and Winter Revern. Hoodwink doesn't really synergize with any of these people here, so my thought is, what if they're going for, someone who's also really good at single target murder nuke lockdown, like
10
Windrunner?
seconds.
Could
remaining.
be. Could be.
Windrunner absolutely craps all over Bristleback's gameplay, and Enigma does not have fun in that consideration either.
I would guess that Hoodwink was probably just a knee-jerk counterpick to
Gives
Bristle, but
Marcy a hard time, too.
it's going to be a hard Hoodwink hard Hoodwink game if we don't have anything for her here, because it's just going to be literally just ult the Bristleback, and that's her contribution.
I think they
10
banned
seconds
Drow
remaining.
specifically because they're looking to pick Windrunner, actually.
They could.
5
definitely could.
seconds remaining.
Necro,
Ooh.
yep. That is the appropriate response to Wyvern and Pudge. Even Witch Talk, now that he's got that crazy new revamped version of his Voodoo Restoration.
Yeah.
And... Medusa? It's a bit patrician. No, I don't think I like the Medusa pick, actually.
I don't like it either, let me tell you why.
It's good to prevent Enigma from getting a good hole off as long as Medusa's ult is up, but I'm seeing some issues here. Where they've got lots of prolonged. If Dire pushes a fight out, they're gonna win it because between Bristleback, Necro, Zeus, Enigma, and Marcy, they've got a lot of survivability.
Also, you're going to be
Medusa,
happy
though,
it's going to be over mid this game.
Wait, you're not kidding?
I'm not kidding, no. We didn't do the casting call last game. Oh, that's a shame. We should do it this time. I think there's a
Go
little
ahead,
bit of
man.
confusion.
You got this.
I think there's a little bit of confusion as to whether Obi was going to actually be the puzzle or if they just moved him one in that particular game. But I guess this settles it. It really is. Hey, wait a minute.
Anyway, read them off, man. Read them off.
Well, we'll do it when we actually get into lane phase. That's the traditional time to do it.
All right, fine. Take your time then.
The Medusa here, I don't like. I feel like these guys are going to have a really hard time just stopping G-Raffes from just rushing down their door.
That's a good point.
I think if
they've got lots of ability to just ruin a team fight, and I wouldn't say they have great counter-initiate, except for, Zeus and Necro, sort of, but Pudge is going to be a massive threat late game. Witch Doctor's revamped Voodoo Restoration is also pretty dangerous late game, especially to Necro and Bristleback. And Wyvern just has good stat growth and is hard to keep pegged down in a relegated role as either too weak or too strong. Just sort of maintains pressure, if you get what I mean.
I do think that Zeus is definitely going to be a better use of...
I'm sorry, I like this
Stupid bird.
cosmetic. I like it.
I think Zeus is going to be a better use of the G-Raffe Laboratory lineup, the G-Raffe Laboratory lineup. Going to be a better use of the G-Raffe. Wait, no, he's on Marcy
Prepare
here.
for
Okay, I
battle.
think it still applies. It's switched off with Howler, it seems. I think it still applies. I think either one of these heroes is probably a better fit for him than the Omni Knight. The Omni Knight, there's going to... They have two statues of... Oh, no, that's Tusk. Never mind. This is two Brewmasters over here.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
In the last game, Omni Knight had to be the guy. It's like, you need... And it sounded like I was dropping a piano on his head with last game's commentary, but here's the real deal. With the way GRaffe picked himself, they needed a really, really, really good support player. Like, he needed a 600 IQ Omni Knight for that game to go well for him. in this game, it's like, if you're a relatively new support player, if you're trying to do what we are
30
supposed to do in the
seconds to
Learn Dota
battle.
2 League, which is learn, and by the way, props to G-Raffe for making a team that seems like it's, you know, you're trying to lean into that quite a bit. But, TikTok, come here. Okay. But, for this kind of game, for a more learning sort of environment for G-Raffe, and for a lower stakes scenario for him, like, this ain't bad. This ain't a bad idea for him at all. I
Yeah,
don't think.
well said on that point, actually, because this is definitely a match where I think he
The
can turn it
battle
around in this
begins.
case.
Yep, he's definitely gonna. I think he's definitely gonna be able to have a stronger performance this time. I think the bar for him, you know, the bar for him isn't quite as intimidating. It's not like
He does have one thing to mind. He has to mind his positioning really intensely, because between Pudge, Witch Doctor, and it's exceptionally in this case, if he hits his ult at the wrong time and Wyvern happens to ult someone next to him, ooh,
Dead.
that's gonna be bad. Yeah.
But the bar is less intimidating this time. You don't need an Olympian to jump the kind of hoops that G-Raffe needs to do in this game. It is going to be a simpler process for him. And that sounds like a real roast, but I mean, it's just real politic. Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Shoutouts to Otto von Bismarck, non-watcher of the show. No, I mean the player here, not like, well, not here anymore because he's gone, but the guy who used to play here, not the actual statesman. He doesn't watch this show either because he's dead.
Damn.
It's kind of old
Can't
news at
believe
this
he's
point.
dead.
Anyway, with that being said, for the Grim Adventures, Pause 1, former captain of MK Ulti, and maybe the allegory for Grim on this actual team, you've got Mikkel, the Pickle, as Medusa. Pause 2, coming off his performance at the Randy Memorial 1v1 mid tournament, I suppose. We've got Cranberry Sprite, which means that now all we need is Gotham and Blue Jay at mid.
Denied.
Pause 3, you've got Tall Balls, Crop Circles alumni, on the Pudge. Pause 4, former admin of the league until Ocelot was too ugly and made him leave, PVC Pipe. And finally,
Incorrect.
Pause 5, captain of the team for, I think it's his third time. It might be the second at least. Matty
Pickle's
Boy.
getting bullied by Zeus memeing with the funny jump.
Yep.
Is
Matty
it
Boy.
that strong? It can't be, right?
Oh, this is he. Look at the stats on that bad boy. That's an 80%
See.
move speed slow and 100 attack
Yeah.
speed slow.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Even attack
It's only for a couple seconds, but with the 25 damage, yeah, that's basically a trade.
Yep. Can be quite strong, especially when you're Gary's
Oh
here.
no, yeah.
This is it for Matty? This is it for Matty. First blood for
Okay,
Enigma.
yeah, I'm gonna have to give that another look then. Holy moly, that is strong.
That's some heavy stuff. So meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, G-Raffe's laboratory, Pause 1, Obi, the bulldog, he spots... Okay, his clan tag is Genius! Which I guess is kind of appropriate for this team. I mean, it's like a Dexter's Lab sort of situation. Currently on the Bristleback. I think it's a good Pause 1 Bristleback game if he can not get broken all the time. Pause 2. We've got Big Boy LaCroix making his mid lane debut here. It's going to be interesting to see how this one works out. Very famous Pause 3 player in the LE2L circuit. So he's also kind of out of his usual position. Said he wanted to do that in his draft sheet, so good on G-Raffe for making it happen. Pause 3, you've got Coplice coming back to LD2L, I believe.
Ooh,
Matty dead again. They're really giving
by
it a
inches too.
Yeah. Mickle trying to make a turnaround there, but getting beat up by the Enigmites. Hopeless on that Enigma. Pause 4, you've got
Yeah, all of
Howler,
that.
who is currently on his third stage of Reformation. Soon Calvinism is going
I was gonna
to become a
say.
thing. And finally, Pause 5, captain of the team, making his support line debut. You've got G-Raffe / the Beatus on the Marcy.
You know, looking at this match so far, just the fact that Matty Boy's dead twice, that's not honestly a massive detriment considering who it went to. It's really not the worst it could be. I'm honestly more concerned about this Necro running rush shot over mid. Necro
Yeah.
mid is already a hard enough to fight prospect, but with Wyvern getting pressured by the constant degen and, God, just the fact you can't kill a Necro unless you drop harder bursts than he's got on his head. That is a tall ass.
Wyvern about half a level down over Big Boy LaCroix is in a little bit of danger here in the long term. Once Big Boy hits level 6, I think Cranberry's actually in the position here where, oh,
ooh, G-Raffe got
a kill here.
sniped, I think. No, he just got, yeah, he made an attempt and got hooked. Yep.
Yeah, but he's just trying to soften up Hoodwink for the bristleback there. And...
ooh, might be able to do it.
Ooh, no, Hoodwink realizes at the last second, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, this ain't good. Oh, Zeus! Zeus with a big rotation here. Well, you know what I was talking about with Cranberry in potential danger there? Well, it's a hell of a lot more dangerous if Zeus shows up. Good rotation on Howler's part here.
I'm a little sad that the guy running the funny parrot skin on Necro didn't use that exact line, but I guess that was maybe Wyvern's method of being a good sport.
Say what you will about Howler the person. And you know what? I'm just gonna say this live on commentary, and I'm just gonna stake my ass on this. Get all the shit in the world, but I'm just gonna say it. I've never had a bad interaction with Howler. Here's a stupid acorn. I've never had a bad interaction with Howler. I mean, I shit on him just for memes. I know several people.
The guy's alright from what I've seen of him.
Say what you will as about Howler the person, but definitely always brings some very solid stuff to the Pause 4 category. I think it's probably grind me down. Oh, Mickle, a little bit of danger here.
This is a brutal lane.
Yeah, this is a very okay. Goddamn, guys, can we get a little consistency here? But it's just a good hook here on Tall Ball's part.
Oh, and the lockdown. Yep.
The Hoodwink auto attack looks so wimpy. It's always funny when it just one gets a kill.
It's like getting killed by a paper airplane.
It's like getting killed by a lawn dart.
Hey, those things are dangerous, dude. I actually grew up with those damn things. Those things will kill.
You know what the best part is? You're not old enough for those to have been legal when you were a kid, so somebody was doing something messed up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoutouts to Ocelot's family.
Hey, these things are illegal.
This is illegal, you know. Anyway, let me just say it really quickly, because something else is going to happen if I don't. Say what you will about Howler the person. You cannot deny his ability as a Pause 4 player. I think he's definitely a sort of Lambert-esque situation where I think a lot of his...
This is not it. This is not the play to make.
Oh my god, Big Boy! Big, bad, brave Big Boy. That's the Pause 3 Big Boy coming out there.
That is what we in the business call the world's biggest bait.
That was what we in the business call knowing where the period is at the end of the sentence. Big Boy LaCroix did not panic. He knew exactly how much he could withstand. And he kept it cool there the entire time. Winter Wyvern drops the ult, and it's a good ult. It's definitely a good attempt on Cranberry's part. But man, that was just,
really down to numbers there.
That was just the inner Pause 3 of Big Boy LaCroix coming out and really scrambling Cranberry's sprite there.
Oh, we got Marcy. She's gonna do something. Oh wait, here comes Hoodwink. She's only level 3 though. What's she gonna do?
Because Marcy.
Regen is good. You only got a few wand charges, but oh no, Vern got pulled back.
Oh, Witch Doctor! That's a big Maledict, baby.
Is it high level though? What level is it? It's got to be at least 2, or it won't kill.
It's 2.
Oh, yes!
Gets the kill on Necro. Great timing on the Hoodwink stun as well.
Zeus is going in for the kill. They're gonna get Wyvern, I think.
Yep. This is a crazy fight, dude.
Dead. Oh man, look who's here! It's Pudge. No, Hoodwink is in the way. He's dead too. Okay, this is a good turnaround.
Right, what do you think?
It's a good turnaround, honestly, because they managed to get Matty Boy back in the game here in a way. Even getting some minor assist goal from repeatedly dying and getting value out of those Maledict kills not only put pressure on Necro, it also caused a bunch of different rotations from other lanes, as evidenced currently.
Yep. By the way, please don't talk over Ryan in the future, like, come on.
Look, I'm sorry, but he's got such a quiet, ignorable voice. You have to... only 2% of the population can hear him speak.
Only the most intelligent 2% of the population can hear Ryan.
Yeah, he's speaking right now, but you gotta have like dog whistle hearing range to understand him.
Dire's top
So,
tower is under attack.
yeah, my assessment is that was definitely a good turn for the Radiant there. Kind of an unconventional strategy. They pulled a lot to make it happen, but I think this is if there's a time you can do that, it's definitely
Yeah, I'd like to make a comparison here between between Dire and Radiant right now. Radiant can afford to
Radiant's
constantly
bottom
rotate,
tower
except
is
for
under
Medusa.
attack.
Whereas right now, because Medusa's farming, Dire can't afford to rotate constantly because they're really trying to push objectives at this crucial point in the game. They're trying to get
Right.
ahead of Medusa. And since they're rotating on Radiant side, they have to try and press
Radiant's
advantage.
bottom
If they
tower
do,
is
though,
falling.
guess who shows up and hits you in the face
Dire's
with this
middle
funny
tower
coconut?
is under attack.
greatest LD2L tradition, by the way.
Unless he's got the weird alternate one that makes it like a durian or something. I don't know who likes durians, but you're an alien, and I hope your planet explodes.
Damn, bro.
Those things are disgusting, dude. Have you ever eaten one of those?
I'm.
Oh, no.
All the viewers at home being like, well, I did not tune in for durian slander.
Durian
Dire's
slander.
middle tower
Durian
is
slander would be a
under
really good name for a team in the future. Keep that one in mind. Nice.
This week's game sponsored by the United Fruit Company. Oh
Demonetized.
no! Again, Radiant's so aggressive here, trying to get pushes out here.
Laverne trying these solo ults, but she just does not have the damage to afford it yet.
Tallball sends out a hook, just barely whiffing out here. Everybody is top.
Laverne's
Everybody is
getting
here
bullied
at
by
Smash
Zeus.
Ultimate.
Marcy's back, yeah, it really is. And Medusa's getting safe farm, but Enigma isn't committing. He needs to go top and help.
Either go top and help or stay bot and do something. Don't just try to, like, do both. Oh man, Howler's
No,
gotta
Zeus is screwed!
be begging, pleading to be 6.
That
Begging,
Maledict
begging,
is doing huge work.
begging the Sky God, please just make me randomly become
Dire's
level 6 out of
tower
nowhere.
is under attack.
Yeah, no, for real. There was a good point there where I thought they were going to be in it.
Ooh, goodbye.
Oh.
Funny squirrel. Another Scythe for Necro, putting him at 2.
Yep. You know, I was kind of expecting it to leave her at 1 HP and then the shitty creep was just going to get the last hit.
No, it's Big Boy, not Copeless playing, so it's fine.
Hey, for anyone who watched the previous one, hey, that's a callback. Ooh.
Well, Howler hit 6, and he celebrated
Barely
it by
missed a kill.
immediately hitting R.
Or did he? No, he didn't barely miss a kill. My bad.
No, he just kind of used it. He just used it to show everybody that he added, I think.
Hey guys, I actually made it to 6 in almost 12 minutes.
Just in time.
Man, support Zeus life, am I right?
Yeah. Go brace
You know,
it. See,
Zeus
there you
is
go.
another
It's
hero on a previous topic that I like the Lance on.
just to prove that I'm not crazy. Here you go. It's the one that gives you mana when you get hit.
Yeah, that's the one you want to give to like Timbersaw and Bristleback.
Yeah, it's a
You
great
could also
Poseidon.
actually say that it's really good for DK too.
Yep. I don't know who's picking DK right now, but any DK pickers in the audience, there you
No,
go.
like DK's just got fundamental issues right now. Just everything in this current patch just works against him.
Zeus
Uh-oh.
very excited going out here.
Yeah, this. If you ever see a Zeus running at you that
Dire's
like
top tower is under
energetically,
attack.
you know,
Whew. Enigma already has
Great
himself
shots.
wraith backed.
I applaud this
Radiant's
man.
middle
This guy's got
tower is under
tremendous
Radiant's
courage to build it that
are
early.
fortified.
He's definitely
Yeah.
going for. He is going push Enigma. I love this build. Oh, I love it. Okay, I am a huge fan of unorthodox builds, and this could be a game winner.
Radiant's
This is a
middle
good
tower
coconut.
is falling.
This is a good Vernal.
That was the wrong person to hit with it, though. I think.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Everybody
gonna
stay
hit it.
too close! Think. Oh, mama. Enigma is gonna go down for it, but I don't know how much that matters.
Pudge is screwed. He's not snowballed hard enough to survive this.
It's either
However,
feast or famine.
counterpoint, they did not get Medusa.
Nope, Medusa's just been very casually farming up, basically this whole
That's
time.
what she. Yeah, that's what she wants, though. This game.
Her net worth isn't the best net worth you've ever seen in your life, but it's good enough. But the problem is going to be, you know, there's going to come a
Necro's
point where it's going to
becoming a
be.
problem.
Yeah, there's going to
In
come
fact,
a point.
I'd say he's already a problem.
If Necro gets to the point, especially Necro, Enigma, if these guys bristle back, if they get to the point where they're going to be able to just storm you, just start poking at your uphill, and you know Medusa's just going to have to do something. It's not going to be great for her.
Well,
Bristol
Vern's
is
a
gonna-
little overconfident here. She might just outright die.
Yeah.
What are you planning, my guy?
Bristle is not going to chase under tower here. Even if Big Boy LaCroix is quite ready to.
Oh no. Oh no, he's going for it. He wants this. Witch Doctor showed up out of nowhere! He's gonna die! He's gonna eat it! He's out of range, he can't hit anything with his Reaper Scythe, and he has to leave because of Maledict!
I mean, he doesn't have the Reaper Scythe anyway, it's on CD. Big Boy's presence there, almost a bluff more than anything, but doesn't seem to be necessary. He unsettled them enough where he's still getting a lot of kills here just under this tower.
Wow, what a brutal, brutal dive that turned out to be.
Yeah, that looked like that was going to be 10 pounds and nothing. But that was 10 pounds of action in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah, I gotta give Dire this. If there's any one thing they're good at doing, it's getting blood from a stone, man. They are really... Oh no, the hook! Good snipe. Really good snipe. Tall balls. Phenomenal hook.
Yep. Yo-ho, yo-ho. Near the hooks, you should never go.
No, they made me good.
It's gonna be
getting blood from a stone.
down here.
Oh no, she got caught!
But so did
Another
Enigma.
wonderful snipe. His own Enigmites are turning against him!
That's so sad.
And the Wraith Pact, oh.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
That 100 gold to... Oh, man. I know, I've seen builds where you build Wraith Pact on Undying, and I get it, but man, if you got someone like Ursa on the enemy team, you don't want to give that much money to a man after a fight.
Yep,
Or
luckily,
even in it.
luckily there wasn't much of a loss in the Wraith back there. I think it's definitely not a bad idea. You can assume that Medusa's not going to be at early fights, and you can also assume about equally safely that if, like, you know, if, like, Winnover and blows it up, you're probably not going to be that sad over it. Not comparatively, anyway. It's still better to not have that happen.
That's true, actually. Yeah. Speaking of, Necro here isn't really built up item-wise, but you can already tell that they're not going to be able to kill him for some time from this point on. Once he's got... Oh, that's not good. Haller ate it really hard right there.
Yep, just gotta run the hell over.
Where was it? Right, he's already got his Hood of Defiance there, and if he goes for Pipe early, that's going to be a really bad spot right there for Pudge and even Medusa and stuff.
Yeah, this is a fantastic early pipe game for Necro. They have, until Medusa comes out, they have almost no damage without any magic. It's just whatever you get from the Wyvernal, that's it. Goodbye, Matty. The two different metal claws reaching out for Matty Boy there, and the Reaper's one.
Honestly, I don't think Matty was worth it, but he needs the stacks.
Yep. Stacks at this point in the game really more important than
Don't
this.
drop the black hole. Here comes
Big.
the rotation. Oh no!
Is under attack.
He walked into it. Enigma. Yeah, this was a really cool turnaround build, but I will say that
Dire's
Wyvern
top tower is
existing
under
makes it
attack.
really hard to justify. Those Eidolons
if you get the,
ripped her apart.
If you get the Wyvern in the black hole, then hey, easy money.
Yeah, that's
Definitely a
true,
good game
but-
since on Tall Balls, bringing out the Wyvern there.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those matches where it's... Oh boy.
Well, that ain't
Here's
what
the
you want to
Maledict.
do in
Well,
front of Rotting Pudge.
He's gone. Yeah, that is death. That is exactly the combo they picked into right there.
Pudge, interestingly, is going for BKB here before he goes for Ags. I think I actually go for Ags. You want to be the cannon against Necro in this game. I can tell you, having been the Necro in this situation, doesn't matter if you are invincible to what Necro does, if you can just completely
Even
overpower his regen.
even sharding Pudge, where it makes him take more magic damage, is... Or, not shard on Pudge, I'm saying shard from Necro on Pudge can do a lot to him.
Right. Is ooh,
That was close.
Bristleback counting his blessings here. Oh,
Witch
Witch
Doctor
Doctor
getting
got
stunned
stunned
by
by
the
a creep.
Yeah, that's... I really don't like the rework to those creeps. They are massively annoying now.
Hey, but it's really funny if you're commentating. Goodbye, Cranberry.
Oh, the Reaper Sight! And they caught Bristleback. Are they gonna be able to get him, though?
No, Pudge is just gonna completely get
Oh my
destroyed here.
god, yeah. Here's the thing about Pudge having such low armor, it's an easy target for Marcy in the early game.
Yep. But as I was saying, if you get that Ags on Pudge, you can really easily start to overpower Necro's ability to just keep himself there.
You force him. You force him to ult you and you alone.
Force him to ult you and you alone, and also force him to get somebody else to deal with you. Like, you can't. If Pudge hits Ags, you can't win the 1v1 anymore as Necro. He just fucking eats you.
Matty Boy, where are you at, my guy? You're at half health. You're a little close to the front line for a team that's got a lot of chase down.
Matty Boy hasn't read the patch notes.
That Grobo is going to be a little poor on anyone but Necro this game, I think. Maybe.
Hey, the good news is it's going to be really funny on Necro, though. You know, he just slaps you in the back of the head, slaps you in the back of the head, hits you with his shard, then hits you with his ult, and you just die.
Is it wrong of me to wish that Zeus got some like shard instead of his heavenly jump, just made him like attack really fast for a couple of hits after using it, just like really tiny little finger gun lightning shots? It's goofy enough to be in his kit, if you ask me.
Does the Zeus shard still work on? Yep, anytime he attacks, so you can just still do the funny right-click Zeus.
Nice,
definitely, like I said,
nice.
definitely, like I said, gonna be a big positive for them.
Oh no, this is set up. This is set up. He's gonna die.
Nope. Actually, it's gonna go the other way really quick here. Marcy's gonna get taken out at the back of the line.
Oh, Medusa's got double damage. Stop panicking, my guy. Pick a target and hit it. Hoodwink is down, but he died for it. Matty Boy's getting work in, but he's gonna die for it too. Bristleback is just too damn fat. But not for Medusa. Wow. That double damage was exactly what was needed right there.
Yeah, that was the best double damage. Like, Mickle
It's
buy a
rare
water
to see
ticket,
double
brother.
damage. It is really rare to see double damage happen at an opportune time when it's actually immediately necessary to win an encounter.
Oh
But
yeah,
that
there's
was-
no way they win that fight without that DD. That was just a,
Yeah.
like I said, buy a lottery ticket, brother. Shades of the late great trash boat.
One
on
of
that
these days we'll get quantum computing that'll be able to like show us what happened if they didn't take that double damage run. And
Yeah.
wow, wow, that was. Look at that net worth now after that fight. Yikes!
Yeah, Medusa's kind of balling.
Yeah, they got mid-tier one.
This
which
is
they forgot to
wrong. Okay, never mind.
Leave.
Necro's TP took 6 billion years, so it was fine.
Necro could. I think he should have skipped power trades and saved up for travels. You ask me. He needs to be present for fights, and Zeus
Yeah,
can do that with Zags eventually.
I could definitely see the treads here. You want to be able to have some staying power against these guys. That's mostly what you get it for. You get your treads to put onto strength when you need it.
Oh, that's Dragon Scale of Medusa. That's another big item.
What's Philo Stone? Speaking of things that could be interesting on that Necro. Necro really doesn't lose much on it, does he?
Oh, nah, honestly, you really underestimate how good his base attack time and attack speed is. His damage, too. He can actually crank out quite a bit on top of his aura. You'd be surprised.
Counter argument. The amount of money that you get from Philo Stone makes your abilities do a hell of a lot more damage than that would.
Yeah, the mana pool increase is pretty good, too.
No, I mean, like, you know, you think about the strategic element of it. You
Pudge
know,
might be in trouble here.
yeah. Throw him back into the Midnight Pulse.
He got the ult off, though. He's going to be able to heal for some of it, but not long enough. Medusa showed up and drops ult immediately to tell him to piss off.
That's a great hook on Pudge's part there. I don't know how much people realize it.
This
ain't great.
Medusa's caught out. Oh, she managed to purge, but it's not enough. No,
Here
no,
comes
wait.
the scythe. That ain't what you want to see happen in a fight, especially with
Maledict,
Necro
big
still
Maledict! Oh no, he got interrupted. Pudge is back and he is angry. Takes G-Raffe for revenge. Necro's walking in with basically full health after that entire exchange still, and Zeus is just laying into him.
Well, now he's the one getting laid into. Howler, don't get fucked by a squirrel. That'd be embarrassing.
It'd be embarrassing, and it would be completely and utterly cringe. That wasn't even a fight you can, like, say was satisfying for either team. It just roughed all of them up, and some left a little deader than others, sure, but shoot, that just sort of ended on a wet fart of a stalemate.
Ocelot, I got a mission
I thought
for
they were
you.
both going to commit to that. What's
I got
that?
a secret mission for you. Go to the Go to the Dota 2 wiki and see if you can purge the break on the Hoodwinkle.
On it, boss.
Best place to look is Hoodwink's page. Probably better than the breaker, whatever.
I love trying to look up this character and having to instantaneously avoid any and all image
Yeah,
search.
don't look at Google image search, please. Just look up you know.
I'm just glad that they've, like, excised that from the base search options. Like, that it shows you immediately.
Necro doing Ancients is a funny mental image. Shoutouts to the real OGs who remember when Ancients used to be totally Magic Man.
It pierces spell immunity and is, in fact, dispellable, but I'm not sure if it means that the debuff itself is dispellable or the slow is, because it's not really clear on what is dispellable in some cases.
Okay.
Some parts of it can be dispelled, so I'm going to assume, saying that it is just yes, that it is dispelled.
Okay, in that case, Lotus Orb is fine. Still not the biggest fan of it in the world. I don't know how much the break has really been doing to them in these fights. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The get rid of the break button. That's the only reason we're getting the Lotus Orb.
You know, actually, is that a cult ban thing a bad idea on Medusa, do you think?
Definitely, no.
Uh-oh.
Here comes
Solo
the solo
Wiggle?
hole. Hey, it's Medusa. It's their win condition. Why not?
Well, now she's just gonna do this. Wraith Pact is out, so not taking any lethal damage anytime soon. Enigma might be in trouble, though. She is still taking it. Where is her team?
It took a minute to get
Far
here.
too late. Far too late. Ah, that was not what needed to happen right there. That was a poor drop of the Maledict and the ult. Oh, voodoo switcheroo to make him, nope, that's just gonna get him caught.
Here comes
Poor item.
the Reaper on Matty? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting not going for the redneck. That's fine.
This might be GG.
Well, that was a 4-for-0 trade after another
Enigma's,
pretty pet fight.
Yeah, Enigma's gonna activate more of his Eidolons, and he's just gonna raise this area to the ground. What a sad play there. That was really unfortunate. If he had actually held on to that Maledict and Coconut for just a little longer, might have been better, because he actually has buyback ready.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Medusa hitting ult up there I don't think was a good play either. Their team wasn't going to get there well enough, and she shouldn't have just rolled over and died, for sure. But maybe should have made more of an effort to move instead of fight.
Maybe. Yeah, she definitely did just kind of ult and then stand.
I feel like that honestly came down to cast range, because if she got like another 300 units closer, could have been right in range for the Wyvern ult time. Speaking of ults, guess what's back up already? And they just leave. Medusa might need her shard, actually.
Well, that's unfortunate timing.
It messed up LaCroix pretty good. Is he able to get away from this? Nah, he's fine. Laverne is getting hammered.
Very desperate to keep Medusa alive here, which is no surprise.
That is sad. They couldn't even get Enigma. He has BKB. That Wraith Pact is putting up some real effort and value, though.
Yeah, that Wraith Pact is giving them a lot of benefit.
Like, Bristleback's already hard as hell to kill when everything's going around flying. Witch Doctor is having a really bad time of staying close to these fights without getting instantaneously crapped all over.
Bristleback going for BKB here, which is going to make life a little harder for some of these guys. Most notably Pudge. Really doesn't have anything to fear anymore on Pudge.
Yeah, actually. I was about to say something a little to that effect, but you said it better.
In fact, when Bristleback gets BKB, sometimes Pudge is almost going to be an asset for him. Like if he gets hit with the hook, he just gets pulled into his own team, like into Pudge's team, and then takes no damage from the guy.
That is something you don't want to see on a team with a Necrophos and
Certainly
a
not.
Zeus. That is... Oh, and the Mindbreaker just dropped over for their side, so that's another something you don't want to see as Enigma. But it's okay, he's got BKB, so he should be fine.
Zeus is getting real close to that Ags.
That's distressing considering Pudge hasn't been able to get a good ult off, and same with Witch Doctor so far. After like the 22-minute mark, something just changed, like a switch just went flipped.
The switch that got flipped was that Enigma started being a much more pressing factor for them, I think.
I think you're right.
Like, you just have to...
I can't say stop for lack of effort on Medusa's parts, but what are her items? I haven't checked in a hot minute. Oh, that's not good enough.
That's some decent stuff.
It's good stuff, yes, but it is not enough to deal with what they've got ahead of them. Necro is too big of a risk right now. Hoodwink is gone.
Big Boy saving the scythe there. No longer cares quite
Missed
so
the
much
hook
about
by
his
an
scythe.
inch and just opts to leave.
They are looking for more,
Oh,
but
we
they just
got
can't
away.
find any.
Courier got away too, that's good. You know, most they're
That's
gonna get
pretty
out of
much
this is
minimal
Hoodwink, and that's honestly, that's it's pennies.
Minimal bad. Big Boy LaCroix looking for a Shiva's Guard here. Now that's an item that's got some stones to it. That's an
I
item
like
that's gonna
Shivas
do
on a
lot.
handful of heroes. I actually like running Shivas on Shadow Demon of all things.
Consider this. We got the Shiva's Guard on this lineup. Got the Wraith Pact on this lineup. Medusa's damage output, like, she's basically been sent like 10 minutes back in time between these two items, really. Like, it's gonna take her a lot longer to start getting to the point where she's going to start rolling out. That point is still here. Let's just make no mistakes. This is kind of a Doomsday Clock game. If this game goes long enough, Medusa's gonna win these 1v5. You know, like in the live game, we saw the PA 1v5 opportunity. I think this is a much more realistic war goal here.
I mean, then again, we do have the technically infinite potential of Necrophos over there, but in that same vein, so is Pudge. But Pudge is way more vulnerable to Necro than Necro's vulnerable to him.
Right now, anyway.
Yeah, if he gets... How close do you get to that Ags? Not even building it? Are you
Nope, still
serious?
going for that BKB instead.
I mean, I get it, man, but, sometimes you just have to be the guy that craps out after your health bar and makes the enemy team die, you know? Sometimes you just have to be the guy that eats it.
Right.
And that is not a good time to get caught out with that bristleback. Oh my god, nice shot. Oh, near miss. All balls. There's a black hole.
Big black hole, but he immediately gets dropped by the Vernal.
Nice! She used her ult in tandem with it to... Oh no, oh no, oh no. Witch Doctor's doing it. He's doing it. Oh my god.
Pudge is out. Riffle's out.
Zeus stops the ult in time, but not by much. Ooh. Pudge is back in the game and he's making an effort, but man, this is gross.
It was a hard siege.
They just can't push them out. Necro's he's just there, man. You can't really get rid of him.
On the other hand, he's not able to get much done.
He got caught out. Oh no, he got it instantly canceled.
Yep, Pudge ult immediately gets knocked out here, but I don't know,
But
I'm
it's
starting
enough,
to think
it's
maybe
enough.
that doesn't matter.
This really is a game where it's not quite unstoppable force meets the immovable object, but it's getting real close. Necro is just slightly behind Medusa, and that's what I think is making the difference.
Right.
Did they actually get the... They didn't get the racks.
No, they didn't. Big Boy LaCroix does have the ability to purchase his Mystic Staff here, finish up his Shiva's Guard, and that's going to make what just happened to him quite a bit harder to get done.
Okay, hear me out on this. I don't think he should go for Shiva's just yet. I think he should hold on to that plate mail. I think he should sell his Null Tally, maybe, and go for a straight-ass Scythe of Ice. Because Medusa, if I'm not mistaken, does not quite have Lincoln still, and he needs an extra something to pop it, and he's got it with his Shard. She doesn't have it at all.
Honestly, I think
Oh no, Bristleback is super dead.
that was
That's bad.
Fat Finger ult from Medusa.
I think they were expecting... No, she did that to keep Enigma from blinking in and counter-initiating, I think.
Maybe. Well, that's
Medusa
not what you
ult
want
is
to have
really
happen here.
threatening. Is he gonna go for it? No, he's just dropping Enigmites. I like how I know the actual name for those and I still use them sometimes, but I just like calling them Enigmites.
They're Eidolons.
Oh no. This is not good. No! His BKB is screwed! Oh no, he got
That was exactly what you were talking about with the Zeus Axe there earlier.
The second you hear that global sound, you
Ooh!
just drop it on him.
Great
she's
Reapers!
down.
Perfect timing.
And now Wyvern's left alone.
Now
And-
Laverne's in the grave.
Unfortunately, Hoodwink cannot be reached for
Close to
comment.
taking the occasional bounty.
Yeah, Hoodwink was like, not my problem. No, Hoodwink had everything on CD there.
Radiant's middle
Well,
tower
it's
is
just a
under
situation where it's like, she gets to have those moments sometimes in fights where, you know, she gets to position so well for herself, she just kind of runs
attack.
away even
Radiant's
from
middle
Doom.
tower has fallen.
Not the guy, I mean the concept.
Yeah.
Radiant's top barracks are
You know,
under
I actually, if it were me here, I would have picked Doom over the Pudge this game, if you ask me.
Doom over the butt? Yeah, that would have been really good here, actually.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
If
Pudge
not
was their
Pudge-
first pick.
Yeah, If not Pudge, maybe Wyvern. Because Wyvern's doing good, but against that team, you can't, like, turn that shit around. Like, they've just got way too much, like, individual strength to make that work.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
I don't understand what that's a reference to, Tall Balls, but I'm sure it's funny.
The statue is
Oh, I see. It's in reference to the actual loadout.
cosmetic,
Okay.
yeah.
Curiosity sated.
Fly me to the moon. And of course, a barracks.
Oh god. Titan Sliver and Blastrig just got picked by Bristleback. Both nice choices.
Yeah,
from,
that's two
Bristleback.
big things for him. He decides to go with the rig.
Honestly, I think Blastrig's better on Enigma because his biggest weakness is getting jumped by people with Skull Basher and such.
Speaking of Enigma, he just picked up his Lincoln Sphere. That's gonna make it a little bit harder to get rid of his ult.
That is
Um,
really bad news for Witch Doctor.
I tell you who's gonna be really funny if they pick. Oh, Quickening Charms fall on both teams there.
Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
you know what I was about to say? Cancel that. You know who'd be really good with that Quickening Charm? Necro.
Yeah, Necro
That
right
is
now. I mean, he wants the extra stats to try and keep himself ahead of the curve. It's literally a stopgap. Pupil's Gift is just a keep your advantage item, depending on what stat alignment you have, and this man definitely has an advantage.
Speaking of keeping your advantage, Necro has decided to heed your advice. He is listening to our commentary right now, even though this is a replay, and has elected to go for a Scythe of Ice next.
He didn't quite skip it, but he at least had the intention to finish the Shivas, probably to deal with Medusa. But
Yes, definitely.
I still say that would have ended immediately if they'd actually gone straight ahead and gotten the side advice first. Because Medusa doesn't have an answer to it right now. She can't exactly Manta it.
Coin for me.
Speaking of Manta, that's probably an item that,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
it's not something you see commonly built on Bristle, but I think it's got use on it.
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Immediately just gets pulled right in the punch. Oh my god, what a black hole! Tries to cancel with the Vernal, but Lincoln Sphere comes out. Or does it? He still got stunned by something.
He got stunned by Medusa's ult.
Oh, that's sad.
Yep, BKB does not stop it.
I didn't think he would have been in range for that. My hexes die.
McCrory just doesn't have the strength. Yeah, he doesn't have enough to fight his whole team.
Nope.
Radiant is... They've not exactly made a comeback, but they have staked their claim, and Pudge already has 22 stacks. This is not what I'd call a death spiral, but if Pudge were to start building Ags right now, it's going to turn real south.
That was Bristleback's dieback.
Oh my god, you're right. What are they going to do with this time? The Roche isn't up, though. They're just going to push?
Hard to say.
Like, I don't think they can actually afford to try and take base because they've got 2 buybacks.
Dire's middle tower is under
Zeus,
attack.
Medusa's ult is going to be up in like 20 seconds, I think.
Zeus is looking to build himself a rather large ball. Wants some spell steal.
Dire's
I
middle
gotta say, I
tower
gotta give
has
Tall
fallen.
Ball some credit here. His instinct with throwing blind hooks and for hitting those snipes is top notch.
So no, Octarine doesn't do that anymore. Does it? It's funny, it was the entire point of that character. Tall Ball's here. It's definitely, he's falling down the net worth charts. No, I don't agree with the Shivas. You absolutely need Ags this game. Like, you needed Ags a while ago. and
Wait,
better
doesn't
late
he already
than
have Shivas on his team? I thought like... Not Medusa. I thought like... No, I guess he would be the only one to go for it, I guess, huh? Like, Shivas on Medusa is not what I'd call the worst idea if you're against certain heroes, but... I don't think Pudge is the one to put it on this game.
I don't think.
Wait,
Pudge,
why did he
Pudge
hit
by the way,
Beaky?
just that happened to me the other day. I think there's something messy about
Clicking
items
and
right
dragging
now.
your items.
Yeah, that
I-
exact thing
I
happened to me.
demoed a while back when I was trying out a weird build for Primal Beast, and I gotta say, I think that's the problem. Also, Lamau, me playing Primal Beast ever. Nah, I was just curious.
Lamau, LMFAO. Got 4-man smoke, but nobody really wants to do anything. We're just kind of waiting for Roche.
I think
to
they
respawn,
were.
guess.
I really do think they were just hoping on Roche.
I'm gonna
I don't think they
here.
noticed that their vision got killed there. They haven't really moved in.
Oh no,
I
they're moving in all right.
I don't think they're moving in to do anything. I think they're just sort of sitting there.
This is the
They
classic
might be.
LD2L Roche pit fight. You know, both teams just kind of sitting here waiting for the other team to go into Roche for no reason. This is a real Season 12 throwback. This is.
it's gonna be like that TI play where Tidehunter just pretends he's going in there and just gets the whole enemy team killed. They really want to make something of this, but uh-oh.
5-man smoke.
That's
Grim
that's
Adventures.
all right.
Both teams paying the hell out of the other side's staging grounds for Roche.
What a flex would it be if you like primarily banned the hero your team's name is based off of? Just to subvert
Oh my
expectations.
god, speaking of what a flex.
Oh no, dude.
Let me tell you about this.
I
don't like
think
this.
they have.
I don't agree.
They don't have the advantage to win with that unless they get a surprise with it. Medusa has to sit back, has to stay hidden. If Zeus hits his ult and they see that rapier, it's over. They're gonna know to jump Medusa every time.
I think the big thing here is it's like I don't think this was such a desperate game it was needed. I think they could have easily just.
Witch Doctor, what are you doing, my man? Are you playing bait? Please tell me
I think
playing
he
bait.
is.
Medusa's been seen. I think they know she's got a rapier.
I don't know if they looked at her items necessarily. Roche is dying interestingly fast. Who has this, oh, it's Marcy. No surprise here on the Solar
I
Crest.
like Solar Crest as a concept on Marcy. I'm not sure if it's the best item choice for this game, though. Uh-oh.
This
No,
was
the
not-
Lincolns! Okay, it's alright.
Ah, Cranberry snatches the pages and TPs.
Yep.
Oh no, he's still standing here. Fine, this map.
Burn manages to turn this around. Medusa's getting hits in. Oh, this is bad. Her team is getting melted every corner. At every corner. What is happening? Ooh, Bristle gets killed suddenly. I don't think. Oh
Necro,
no,
hit your
LaCroix.
W, please.
I think he's saving it. He's trying to stall. He's been he
Stalling
got.
if that happens to you.
Oh no! They underestimated her damage with the rapier. What are you still doing here?
They didn't see
Wait,
it.
no,
They
he
see it.
died. He bought back.
Yeah, there's a load of buybacks. Basically everyone relevant bought back in that fight. Flicker here.
That might actually be good for him. Oh, that is absolutely horrible to witness.
Bristleback buying himself his Eternal Shroud.
I feel like that's just too little too late at this junction.
Yeah, I feel like
Radiant's bottom tower
the
is
real
under
deal
attack.
I
is
think he
Necro
should've
should
gone
have
for-
Necro should have just had a pipe a while ago. Like this is such a magic damage heavy team, and now I mean it's
You know
past the
what?
point of most use.
I don't normally suggest this for Bristle, but I think he should have gone for Wraith Pact instead at this point.
Oh, we got that on Enigma.
True, but I don't think Enigma was the choice to put it on here. Honestly.
No, I would have put it on Enigma. I think if I wanna get something with some big fat sustainability on.
I guess, but
Bristleback.
it's just the idea of it being paired with the Eidolons and it getting turned into free damage for Wyvern's ult, I feel like that's a miscalculation.
If I want a big sort of sustain myself idea for Bristleback, I think I'm just building this Shroud earlier. Shroud is very good self-sustain.
I will say that Solar Crest is one of my favorite items to build in nearly any position under 3, or 3 or under, and you've seen the plays I make with that. I actually build it, of all things, on Veno, just to make sure that if the person I'm leading with is not having a fun time helping out with the DOT, it's gonna sure as hell work with the physical reduction.
Yep. And hey,
I'm
it
a
makes sure...
big shill for Solar Crest.
Make sure... We're gonna go all in on Cranberry Sprite here off the smoke gang. That
He has her
is probably not necessary.
That sets him to what? 8, I think, Reaper's Knives?
13.
13. Wow, I've been off count.
And Cranberry is really far from buyback. He's out of it.
I'm pretty sure the point of no return for the region just becoming too high for most average damage outputs to be kill range for Necro is like 18 to 20 stacks. Unless you're playing against Ursa or something.
Or unless you're playing against Medusa, the Divine Rapier, I guess.
That Rapier is... That is ephemeral.
It's such a heavy weight to put on her back. Like, I gotta say this, I think I definitely would have just gone with the Daedalus instead.
Yeah, it won them that exchange back there somewhat, but I don't think it was enough. I think that she should have just gone for the Daedalus, like you said, and maybe not Rapier, but I'd say what would probably do her better, help her sort of, not really slink away, but help her just get a bit better positioning in these fights. It's not something you typically see on Medusa, but Silver Edge.
Could also
good
do
for dealing with
Link.
Bristleback. Yes, actually, that's good too.
Radiant's bottom
She just needs
tower
something that helps
is
her
under
maneuver
attack.
around or to help fight Bristleback. One of the two things. Because half the time she's fighting Bristle, it's just this awkward stalemate of both people are too fat to die and deal just enough damage to keep each other at like half health, but never really get the exchange completed. Rapier sort of...
that shroud.
Did he? What's he going for?
AC.
Assault Cuirass. Yeah, they're gonna need that to siege high ground.
It's gonna be a very ballsy sort of pickup, especially considering he just bought back and he's hurting for the money, as they say.
You know, this is the unfortunate part about their team comp again. No Agi hero, no one to really afford Ninja Gear on a decent enough scale. Ninja Gear is a really crucial item for some games. If only in the fact that it's really good damage for Agi heroes and the attack speed, move speed, armor it gives can be surprisingly good.
Enigma going for a halberd here, interesting.
That was going to happen eventually with Medusa being on the enemy team.
Everybody on Dire kind of pulling back here, saying we ain't getting anything done here.
Oh, God. Look who just found a Aesthetics cap.
Not putting it on and keeping the Titan Sliver for now.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but I could see Necro making pretty use of that.
Can,
Pudge, I think,
send
has
the-
Telescope.
Can send the ceremonial to like Marcy or... Oh, actually no, it's
No,
kind of
Marcy's
awkward,
got
isn't it?
What does
Marcy
Pudge
has
have? What does Pudge have on him right now, actually?
Pudge
Yeah,
is
he's
on
got
the
an
others.
Aesthetics cap.
He's on the
No,
other team though.
No, I'm curious. I hadn't seen his items in a while.
Right.
He does have an Aesthetics cap, though. Enigma's got... Yeah, he's got the Quickening Charm. I still don't like Quickening Charm. I think that it didn't need a buff, honestly.
It didn't need to be in this game. I mean, honestly, it's such a problem to bounce around. There's
You'd be surprised how much 10% cooldown matters from a jungle item.
It's one of those things where it's like it's never going to be balanced. Like it's.
Yeah, and on that same note, Spell Prism is just about as bad.
Yep. It's one of those items I feel like where it's either overpowered or irrelevant, and there's not really a metal.
At least they gave us a little bit in that cooldown reduction is like it diminishingly adds up. Meaning you can't have like the 1 second cooldown dazzle shenanigans from like 3 patches ago.
Well, 3 patches ago, cooldown reduction didn't stack at all.
No, not like individual patches. I'm talking like whole numbered patches, like big patches. Speaking of patch, when do you think they're gonna, you know, nerf Marcy?
After TI probably.
That's usually what they save it for, but if anything, if it's not going to be Marcy getting nerfed, it's probably going to be something like they did with Queen of Pain, where they indirectly nerfed her by nerfing Orchid, you know?
Yeah, oh god, I hate when they do that. Echo getting a really caught here.
Oh my god. He had good timing on his W, but it's not enough. That
ain't what you
element's
wanna
still
have.
connected.
48 minutes, Medusa stalking the yard. This is not what you want to see. She does go for the Swift Blink.
Ah, yeah, good taste in items, then. And got her Daedalus complete too, yeah. So I think it's time for her to buy the Ag Synth. Or not Synth, the
Shard.
Yeah. They really should have called it something else. Should have been like called if they called it something like in Roach something, it's like, hey, do Roach. It's like, oh right, I built my shard. It's like, what the hell? That literally lost us the game. They need to call it something like it drops from Roach, but so does Ags. I don't know. They need to name it something different.
See, the funny idea would be Rubik's Scepter, which would be exactly as confusing.
God, you're right. What they gotta like come up with some like original character.
Mega Scepter, there you go. Or Grand Mega Scepter if you wanna. There you go. Cause then it's still Rubik, but nobody's gonna say, "Oh, go on Grand Magus."
Yeah.
Vision ult on Zeus, immediate smoke. I like this.
Yeah, this is scary. If Pudge doesn't get back, he's gonna die. Nah, they're not even gonna go in on it.
They're looking
They're
at
just
Wyvern.
split up. That's not a person worth jumping, if you ask me. I'm pretty sure she's got buyback, and I'm even more sure that she's aware that she's being jumped.
Let's find out. The answer is no.
Yep, she was expecting it. You need to get the hell out of here, friend. TP and Blink. Wow, that was a millisecond before it wore off. That is the most value I've ever seen out of Wyvern's Q.
And she's out. Oh, big
I had
boy,
a
not
feeling
again.
that wasn't going to work. Wyvern is a very, very hot commodity for ganks right now, and unfortunately for
She's
the Dire,
invincible when she BKBs, and they didn't start with a stun. That's pretty much the long and short of it.
Yep, they didn't wait just long enough. But then again, that timing on the BKB was fast as lightning.
Well, they just blatantly saw Medusa DP. Unfortunately, they don't have any way to deal with Blink Daggers.
Pudge
So.
TP'd up before Enigma could get his stun off either. They're just getting outrun here. Good reflexes are winning the day.
You need some strength blinks.
Honestly, I build this myself, and I like it a lot more than Albert on Enigma. Radiance.
Radiance. Yeah,
He
it's
can
definitely
easily save up the cash for it.
It definitely feels like we needed a Radiance on this lineup a while ago.
I feel like Bristleback could also... Honestly, I feel like Bristleback could also afford Radiance, but he's already getting focused pretty hard. I feel like it's better served for somebody else. Hell, even Necro has no excuse to have knock-on for Radiance at this point, because people are surviving these fights by slivers and no. Oh!
Radiant got all the crap. Not Radiant, Dire got all the crap.
Oh no. Matty Boy's gonna eat it. Almost. Do you have Axe yet?
Nope, not even looking at it.
Still no Axe. God, that is really, really, really tough. LaCroix would have been dead like 20 seconds earlier if he had that.
Drop it! Yes!
Oh.
Pudge blinked into it!
Absolutely crucial. Wyvern keeping Medusa alive through the Midnight Pulse. Bristleback is pissed though. He's not taking this line down.
That's it for Medusa!
And
Rapier
now
on the ground.
Left to die.
And that's the game.
Medusa bought back?
Yep, but...
Okay. Wyvern's down for 90 whole seconds still, and they still have buyback on Hoodwink, but can they really afford to push him with this? They could easily lose the raid here if not careful, considering it's on Bristleback. Bristleback's one weakness is getting dogpiled. They cannot afford Medusa getting that back.
No, they sure can't. Once again, though, no buyback on Cranberry Sprite. Got a Vision ult here.
Oh
this
no, what are
is,
you doing?
okay.
Ooh,
Flip
big bait. Big bait. Oh no!
What a chat.
He even
What an
intentionally ate the
actual
puzzle.
chat.
What is gonna happen? Oh, this is so tense.
Yeah, this is...
Matty Boy
Mickles is
eats
gonna...
it.
Yep. Mickle just gets run down on the back of the line, and Cranberry
Hoodwink and
Sprite
Matty
calls
Boy,
the G's.
they
And
just...
That's
PvC
it.
Live and Matty Boy just don't have the HP to survive these fights.
okay, oh dear. So, last game we kind of had the sad, this was your fault, homeboy, assessment of G-Raffe's laboratory, where it felt like they lost more from their own mistakes. Let's just call a spade if Medusa goes non-rapier in this game and just sticks with other sources of damage. Maybe rapier later, but if she just goes like Swift Flank, Daedalus, or something like that, she's doubling up on crits here. Butterfly, for example, they don't really have much to do with avoidability.
I
not
feel
they have
like
much
I feel
rifle.
like Moonshard would have been a better choice.
Moonshard, yes. If she had not gone with Divine Rapier in this game, I don't know if there's a real hope in hell for G-Raffe to win it. If Bristleback doesn't just randomly get a Rapier after one nasty fight and just use it to run over what should be an ungodly uphill, I just don't see a victory condition for them, basically.
Also, minor note, Mickle, my man, I'm not entirely sure what the current standing ovation for what is required of Medusa these days is, but aside from potentially putting a, Moonshard in there in place of another Crystallis, you could have just as easily maybe bumped that shard up to the, to the non-inventory version, the buff. And just a suggestion, I would have gone for, it's tried and true, but Hurricane Pike as an option is not
Hurricane
exactly...
Pike, yeah. Also the shard, speaking of the shard, we have no Medusa shard here.
God, the shard is such a brutal... that thing is psychological warfare.
It's a pain in the ass. It's a total pain in the ass you gotta build around it to some degree.
Yep, and if you get hit by it and you're not expecting it, it can absolutely mess up a team fight's flow and function. You would not believe the number of times I've gotten tagged by that thing at, the middle part of a fight. Like, we start off the fight, we get a pick or two, and it's going pretty good, and we're about to turn around and kill the rest of the team and sweep, and the Medusa hits just right person with that thing. Just instantly ruins the entire flow and form of it.
What I don't understand is the panic. What's the drive to get the rapier this game? Like, it really is just one of the situations. Maybe it's like an overconfidence thing, like he just decides nobody's ever going to kill him, or I don't know. I just don't see why, because it's like, if they don't drop rapier, there's really no chance for G-Raffe, is there?
Yeah, same point from last game, but again... The Witch Doctor, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same individual who was playing
Warlock,
as
Matty Boy.
Warlock last game. Again, putting himself up in front, put a target on his back and said, come on and try to kill me, man. And instead, he didn't really last as long for one. I mean, effects, Witch Doctor and Warlock serve a very similar purpose. The only difference is Warlock can keep doing damage after he's dead, and Witch Doctor kind of can with Maledict, but not nearly as well. He did not have the similar synergies.
Let me tell you something Witch Doctor probably needed to do this game. Witch Doctor, this is a great game for, going all in. Leave the coconut low level, which I know is very contrary to what you want to do as Witch Doctor, pump up that heal. Because, let me tell you what Bristleback never wants to do. Bristleback never wants to chase somebody who's being healed for more damage than Bristleback is doing, while Bristleback's face is being melted off.
Also, I just want to point out that
goes,
no one on that team actually completed a pipe, but they had 2 hoods.
Nice. Necro goes, here I come, I'm the big spooky green man. I'm going to hit W so your ult doesn't do anything. And then you hit W and he melts.
The way you, mispronounced that for a second just gave me this stupid, mental image of Wraith King with a big, what's that cereal brand with the sun? It's
Raisin Bran?
Yeah, Raisin Bran, he's just 2 scoops.
And Pudge needed Ags. I mean, it's really
Oh my god, yes! Understatement of the entire century, friend.
Do not play Core Pudge if you're not going to buy Ags. And do not play Pudge if you're not going to buy Ags. I think you can pretty much say...
We got a couple people in this circle of individuals we associate with that would, probably literally chew you apart if you were to do that in a game with them.
Tall balls. This is Anani speaking. I was the coach of your team last season. Listen to me. Pudge, Ags. You are better off going with the Ags than you are going defensive items. You will outpace the damage.
Maybe he's just ahead of the curve, and he knows they're gonna like nerf or remove it, so he's trying to adjust without it.
Yeah,
Whatever the case, it didn't help him in the interim.
No.
If you're trying to make a statement like, "No, I don't need that cheap stuff," you kind of did. There were so many chances where you got these really good hooks on people, but you didn't have the personal damage to punish it because LaCroix had what 14 at the end, 14 stacks of regen from Reaper Scythe. And that was letting him heal through, like, most of the damage you were doing to him. Like, look at that.
That man ate a lot of damage. Astoundingly, Zeus actually ate the most damage in this game.
I'm not surprised, actually. Zeus was in it. He was in the thick of it nearly every... Look at his assist score.
He was a pit bull this game. Just bite, don't let go.
I'm going to tell Howler something right now. I actually like the way he plays Zeus. I'm going to have to try that because he plays Zeus like how I play CM. Just a rabid damn chihuahua that doesn't like even a moment pass where you aren't doing active aggro or hitting somebody. It's just, it's not exactly creative, but man, good work on that.
Let me give it to you, okay? Why do they fear the bulldog? It's not because the bulldog has the strongest bite. It's not because the bulldog has the most vicious claws. It's because when the bulldog bites, the bulldog stays. The bite does not go away.
Well said. Oh, and before we forget,
you want to do
we
awards?
Get off to the awards segment. All right, so let's start off with one here. Mickle for the My Back Hurts award. The burden was too great, friend. You were doing pretty damn good, honestly. You showed up when you needed to. You were doing pressure, and that rapier purchase, the balls on you, man, for that. I gotta give it to you. You had me hoping that you were gonna go the distance.
More balls than brains on that purchase, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate, but true. You had massive farm, though. You were more than ready to go on it, but I don't think that you quite had the support structure to keep you standing upright. Tall Balls, the Please Buy Ags award, and also a small little pin underneath that for the Really Good Hooks award. You did good.
Yeah, that's true. The hooks were good. I think the quality of the Pudge gaming was good. It's just, get the goddamn Ags, bro. You don't need the Shivas. What are you doing? Get the Ags. You want to beat Necro? Get the Ags.
Yep. Well, Vern, you get the Greased Up Pig award. You had a number of really sneaky escapes there, and that honestly impressed me.
Had a lot of wrenches being thrown into G-Raffe's craw there. The team, not the guy. The G-Raffe's craw there with some of those ults as well.
PVC pipe, my man. I'm gonna have to give you the. I don't really know what went wrong with your award. I mean, I gotta say, I'm not really impressed by your hero pick. No offense. I just personally don't like Hoodwink. Don't hate me for it. I don't hate you for it. But I feel like you just kind of didn't get to do a lot.
No, I mean,
I don't know why that is.
It is because they picked Hoodwink exclusively to break Bristleback, and that's all Hoodwink did, was just break Bristleback sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like you should just pick Doom in that case.
Yeah. No? Yeah, I mean, again, like, what you want to do is you want to put Tall Balls on Doom, send Pudge to a support role, even though that's not great. That's what you do. You know, you picked Pudge first. That's what you're going to do. Yeah, put Tall Balls on Doom, have him do it. I think this is actually a really baller Doom game, and he scales out better than, like Wyvern, for example.
I'm gonna give Witch Doctor this one. It's just a little minor note. Small award, not huge, but you get the Fearless award. You weren't exactly as big as you made yourself out to be, but you definitely did not back down. You got absolutely reamed. Make no mistake. Just like the game before, but you were not afraid to go into a fight and just die for the sake of getting your skills out. Not optimal, but if you know you're going to go into a fight and perish instantly against that lineup, alright, man, you got it. GRaffe, how about we give you...
Most improved between Game 1 and 2 award, perhaps.
Most likely to, yeah, actually, no, yeah, you definitely did that. I'm always skeptical of Marcy picks, just because again, like with Hoodwink, I'm not a big fan of Marcy, but that's personal taste. I try not to let that cloud my judgment on you, but I love the choice of Solar Crest. Good choice. Excellent choice. Good application, too.
And this game definitely spoke more to G-Raffe's sensibilities as support, and it did, I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of make me think watching this game. You know, G-Raffe probably would have been better off going for Pause 4, huh?
Yeah, I think you're correct on this one. I feel GRaffe is a little out of their element. Not that they shouldn't keep trying to push for it, but definitely still
Oh
out of their
no,
element.
yeah. I think
They're trying on some new shoes. They're not quite broken in yet.
right. Copeless, DDB apostrophe S gets the most heartbreaking Game 1 award.
Oh god, I know. I gotta say though, that early game though, rushing that Wraith Pact, I like it. I really like your build, man. I am impressed. I liked how scary that was, seeing that wave of Enigmites coming down middle with the Wraith Pact back in him, and it's just like, oh, that tower's gone. Bristleback, Bristleback, Bristleback. You are what I can only describe as the immovable object we were looking at in the long run.
Bristleback. I would say normally in over the 2 games gets the you also got some ground to tread award. Definitely felt more at home in Game 2 than he did in Game 1. In Game 1, he definitely felt like kind of out of place trying to do the one Viper. One Bristle worked
True.
better. You can definitely see some preferences towards early game pause ones with the Bristleback, which I don't know. And maybe this is the issue with G-Raffe's draft strategy. I kind of feel like Obi, which is normal in, Obi and Big Boy LaCroix almost have redundant upside and downside to each other. I feel like they have basically the exact same skill set. And as a result, you're going to find a lot of games kind of like this, where you have Bristle and Necro that are, in this game, really effectively just kind of trying to do the same job.
Competing with each other for the same position. Like, their last hits, their damage, everything was really similar. And I gotta point one more thing out here, another award here I was gonna give to LaCroix. You get the Uno reverse. No, not the Uno reverse card. Screw that. No, you get the Indiana Jones shoots that guy who acts all fancy with his sword award, because that stunt in mid was impressive, and you did plenty more of that throughout the game.
Yeah, Big Boy LaCroix. It's gonna be. I didn't. When I looked into the Magic Ball, I did not see Big Boy LaCroix mid-season in the end of the. Which I guess I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why I didn't. It's because G-Raffe is a mid player on this lineup, so I just kind of assumed that would be what he would be doing. But
Rug pull.
yeah, I did not look into the Magic Ball and see Big Boy LaCroix at mid this season, but I'm interested. I want to see what this guy does. I think it's a strong start for him in both of these games. I think Game 1 he lost his confidence a little too much, and really just the CK mid thing is not going to work out. Let me just get that over it with here, okay? I didn't like the CK3 thing when it's big, and I don't like the CK2 thing ever. I don't think it's great.
I believe that wraps up the awards.
Did we get one to Howler?
I'm pretty sure he got the Bulldog Award, didn't he?
There we go. That's the award.
If not an award, then we're just gonna call it that. We gave him props on it already, but he really was a rabid attack dog. That guy did not back off from anything.
The team of 4 Pause 3s and a Pause 4 on GRaffe Laboratory is, I mean, Laboratory is a very appropriate name. This team is very experimental. We saw some good, we saw some bad. I think the ultimate line for these guys coming off of Week 1, find your places. I think Obi and GRaffe in particular still kind of stick out on their role. Big Boy is a little bit more comfortable, and Copeless and Howler feeling like a glove. But that safe lane, I feel like they kind of need to feel out where their niche is, where their strengths are in their particular roles. Lean into those, see where it goes. Grim Adventures, I think the final verdict on you guys is it's about the grand strategy. The other day I was talking to Mikkel, and Mikkel kind of advertised these games to me in almost a false way, to be honest with you. Because he kind of implied it was just 2 subsequent games of, like, I'm doing everything, which, not in those words, but 2 consecutive games where he felt like he had, like, the lion's share of, like, the team burden. And in Game 2, certainly. Game 1, really not so much, which is the funny thing. And the thing I told him was, maybe try to do some more unorthodox type of lineups, maybe try to do some more unorthodox type of plays. I don't think that's as necessary now, having actually seen the matches, as I did when I was saying that. I feel like the big thing that Grim Adventures needs is to find some more conventional mids for Cranberry. Because the Winter Wyvern mid thing didn't really work out. He basically ended up being a over-prepped support at the end of it. Get Tall Balls some mileage in that Pause 3 role, which I don't think he's had that much experience in.
Yeah, he did really good on Pudge. Yeah, it kind of shows that he's confident in what he's picked and how he's playing it. But I feel like
in the
for
role he's struggling.
Yeah, in the role, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, in the role, he's definitely having a bit of a disconnect. Speaking of disconnect, God, Mickle's Farm, what the hell?
It's a lot of money to not win the game.
Yeah, this is
Especially
why
when
I'm
you're
really...
considering that net worth would have been like a couple of thousand G's more if the rapier stayed in his inventory.
No fooling. I think the rapier was the right choice to make in the moment, but if they I don't really know if it boiled down to a bit too hesitant on getting that thing revealed and showing it off and sending out there, because Wyvern got a really cheeky steal on the Aegis back there. But...
yeah, I'll just say it like this. I think if Mickle goes for a Moonshard or a Daedalus instead of the Rapier on that fight, I think they win it by about the same amount, basically.
Yeah, I think you need a little more supplement before going in to commit to the Rapier.
Maybe
Rapier in that fight, but not much else.
Maybe Rapier over like the Ag-Synth when you get that.
Right. Well, damn.
But yeah.
So
that's a lot of words to say. I think the big thing with Grim Adventures and Matty and the boys, get Tall Ball some time on the field with the Pods 3 role. Get Cranberry, figure out his pull, figure out his strengths, figure out how to utilize him in a way where he's not just kind of feeling like a part of the support line. Because when he's not, like the Lena game, he did really good in after he got some of those revenge kills, right? When he started turning things around, he became kind of a nightmare for them. But the Wyvern game, he felt like he ulted to stop Black Hole and occasionally dropped like Zeus or Marcy, and that was about it.
Yeah.
So
I still maintain that over Hoodwink or maybe Pudge, you could have easily slotted it.
Doom. Yeah.
I'm not going to be the guy who's going to sit here and tell you to play a hero that's still nebulously good, but come on, consider it at least. Doom's still good, guys.
So, yeah, to that end, I don't know. It's hard to say with Grim Adventures. I think Grim Adventures have their future to make. I think they could definitely have some fun going with some crazy, more unorthodox strats. And I think that plays to PVC strengths. I think it plays to Matty's strengths, and I think it plays to Tall Ball's strengths. If you want to run some less orthodox comps, some less orthodox lane structures.
Yeah, you always got to try and hit him with that left hook.
Right. I think if Grim Adventures focuses on their left hook, they could be good. Or on the other hand, if they get down, if they practice a lot, and if they really are dedicated to making this team mean something, they can do it. I'm certainly not going to agree with the Ray Bay power ranking on either of these teams. I think G-Raffe's laboratory still has longer to go before you can declare them a success, and I think Grim Adventures isn't a failure yet. I know that's kind of hard to believe, but from some of the Mickle's perspectives, but I think Grim Adventures, there's still some wheels there. I think there's something that can be made of this. It'll definitely be interesting to see where they end up next week. I want to see what happens to both of these teams against more established teams, because these are two very almost experimental guys. You know, two teams where I feel like there's still a lot of question marks at the end of it. Either way, with that being said, that's it. If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. It is way too late to join this season, I'm sorry to say, but we need stand-ins all the goddamn time, so you definitely would be able to join in here. I think this is, in fact, the only game in this week that did not have at least one stand-in involved. So, always looking for stand-ins, always looking for fun. And as for this week's sponsor, like I said before, it's me! Pause 3 Dojo will be opening up week 2. Week 2 will be doing that. I'll be sending out some invites to all of our Pause 3 friends. Tall Balls will be taking a lot of looks at you, brother. All of our Pause 3 friends, attendance is mandatory. If you don't show up, I'll know and I'll find you. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys around.
Any last words, friend? Our third mysterious commentator has been here the whole time, totally?
Yeah, right. Let's, what do you have to say, Rai?
My God, you're correct. What
This is
insightful words he
mind-blowing.
bestowed upon us. He's speaking the gospel of God himself.
Is this what the Omniscience was trying to tell us about?
Wait, Rai, what do you mean? No, you can't do that.
No! No! Stop! Please! There are children listening! No!